I bring greetings to His Excellency and the entire member of the State Executive Member. On behalf of my sisters, members of the State or of the Southern Governors' wives, I greet all of you. And one regard from my husband, His Excellency Adoboiga Oyetola. Your Excellency, sir, I thank you for the great progress you are making in the state. I appreciate you. Your efforts are making the state one of the best in Nigeria. In terms of education and human development index, I appreciate you on that. Education is a vital ingredient of development. Your effort in this area is commendable. We will continue to make people of Edo State great in every aspect of life. Your mega agenda must be duly inspired. I believe it's divinely inspired by God. I appreciate you in that area. Your Excellency, sir, same with the facility development to enhance the development and the standard living of people in Edo. We appreciate you in that. When facilities are provided, our educational institution developed, just as we are seeing with the mega agenda that we are doing. Women and children, they benefit tremendously from all this achievement of yours. Mr. Governor, I thank you for being a leader that creates an enabling environment for the people, most especially children and women, which makes life better for everybody, most especially women. Thank you for making people the center of your project. No doubt, many awards to you are well deserved. Edo people are known for their creativity, hard work, and entrepreneurship. Giving them the opportunity, as your government has been doing, is greatly enhancing their living standard. The Southern Governors' Wives Forum is one of the two parts of Nigerian Governors Forum. We are one. Nigerian Governors Forums, we are divided into two parts. We have the northern counterpart, we have the southern counterpart, which we belong to. We don't discriminate, irrespective of religion, party, we are one. That is why we call ourselves Sisters Beyond Boundary. We run common projects, we run everything together. Whatever we discuss at the apex will be carried out to our irrespective states to carry out in our states. We engage in programs in our respective states. During the COVID era, jointly, we organized a sensitization on GBV. We discovered that during that period, a lot of women were violated, a lot of atrocities were committed, most especially on children and women, female. So we decided to organize among ourselves on advocacy, which later brought a better result. You can see that with our advocacy, the issue of sexual and gender-based violence was reduced throughout the entire country. It was done through our collective efforts, the Nigerian Governors Forum SWAI. On the same platform, we have our own program, the Southern Governors Wives Forum, which we carry out jointly. We're about to go on a sensitization on drug abuse. I will seize this opportunity to seek for your assistance in this area, to tell your colleagues to assist us in this area. very soon we are going to start an advocacy of that.
It is really great to be here in Benin, in this wonderful, wonderful place, and we truly appreciate the hospitality of His Excellency the Governor and Her Excellency our dear sister. Our sister, the chair of our forum, Her Excellency Mr. Oyetola, has already given remarks on behalf of the Southern Governors Wise Forum. On behalf of the Nigerian Governors Wise Forum, I would like to thank you for all the support that you have given our sister, Her Excellency Mrs. Obaseki, particularly in the area of mitigating gender-based violence. In June 2020, the Nigerian Governors Wise Forum approached you, our husbands, at the Nigerian Governors Forum to request for a state of emergency on sexual and gender-based violence. The Nigerian Governors Forum gladly accepted our recommendation and we proceeded to declare Thank you. You're welcome, Your Excellency, Governor Udom Emmanuel. With your presence here, it means that we'll be able to kill two birds with one stone. We were at the point where we were thanking His Excellency Governor Obaseki for all the support he has given the First Ladies, the State First Ladies in fighting gender-based violence. We'd like to thank you too, sir, Governor Udom, for all the things that you have done in your state. Your Excellency, Governor Obaseki, we would like to make some specific requests of you, sir, as we proceed with this very important area of mitigating gender-based violence. Everywhere we go now as First Ladies, whether it's Southern Governors Wise Forum or Northern Governors Wise Forum, we use the opportunity to pay advocacy visits to governors to make some specific requests around this issue. We thank you once again for passing the state of emergency against gender-based violence. One of our pleas to you now, Your Excellencies, is that you please continue to put political will behind the implementation of all the laws and policies that you have in place to address gender-based violence. We are also requesting, sir, and other governors present, that you please put specific resources into gender-based violence and for it not just to be an ad hoc funding issue. There should be a budgetary provision for mitigating gender-based violence in all the relevant agencies and ministries in the state. We would also like to request, sir, that the facilities available to support work around gender-based violence and vulnerable women be decentralized through all the local government areas and all our communities. Our experience has been that most resources, such as sexual assault referral centers and shelters, are mostly in the capital cities. We would like as many of these resources as possible in our local governments and rural areas. And last but not least, Your Excellency, we'd like to plead with you, sir, to please try and keep an eye on keeping our girls in school. Information that we have come across shows that whilst we might not have a problem sending the girl child to school in southern Nigeria, because of exploitation that these young girls face from different men in the community, including their own families, we are now witnessing a high dropout rate of our girls. A lot of them are getting pregnant while still in school. And if a poor girl or a girl from a poor background gets pregnant when she's in school, that is the end of her life as she knows it. So we are pleading, sir, that you please keep an eye on ensuring that our girls not only go to school, but that they stay in school, and that perpetrators or predators who abuse young girls face the full wrath of the law. Thank you, Your Excellency, and we truly appreciate this opportunity.
I want to thank you, just not for coming to Edo, but for coming to add sunshine. You came in yesterday, you brought a lot of rain to wet the ground. And today, look at, you woke up with sunshine in our city, and not just physical sunshine, but you brought a lot of light and good tidings and good feelings to our city and our state. So I want to welcome you and thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to host you. I want to thank the chairperson of the Southern Governors Wives Forum for the very complimentary statements you made about us and the state. So for us in Edo State, we do not play with gender issues. Even if we try to, our First Lady, you know her in the meetings, you know her when she was chair, you know how outspoken she is about issues. She will not let us sleep. So you're coming to visit with us, for us, is an event that we place quite high in our calendar of activities. I listened very carefully to the chairperson and the chairperson of the Nigerian Governors Wives Forum on the issues raised. And we're very aligned. We're aligned with what you represent as a group. And for us, what you represent is unity. You epitomize unity in our country. We are fortunate, I'm lucky that we've been across the entire spectrum. So we've interacted with everybody. Not many people have that advantage. But so we can, we don't see a difference. We work with everybody in the political spectrum in Nigeria. But for you, that notwithstanding the differences in our political outlook, you continue to work very closely as if there's no divide. And that is very significant for the unity of this country. And if Nigeria needs the most today, is a united country. A country where we feel a sense of inclusion, where every Nigerian should feel they belong to any part of Nigeria they find themselves. So just looking at all of you dressed in your gorgeous attires, your lovely beads, I mean, you could be from any state in southern Nigeria. You could swap any state and you'll feel at home. And that's what you're doing in real terms. Sexual-based violence, as you pointed out, Chairman, came to the fore during COVID. And we have in Edo State been victims of the most gruesome form of sexual-based violence. Several years ago, we had a young lady was murdered brutally. Vivian Ogu, who's almost canonized by the Catholic Church on the account of sexual-based violence. And you all rose in unison to condemn the act of violence meted out on Waila a couple of years ago. So we have felt the brunt of sexual-based violence. We understand how painful and tough it is on not only the victims, but the families of the victims. And so as a state, we have a zero tolerance for sexual-based violence in Edo State. And this morning, I understand you're going to be laying the foundation stone for the headquarters of the GBV Center, not far from here. We will continue to demonstrate political will to support, any fight to protect women, protect young girls and young boys. So as long as I'm governor, rest assured that your efforts have the full backing of the Edo State government. We continue to commit resources because it's an important issue for us. Protection of rights is very, very key to our essence as people. And we'll therefore continue to provide resources. We already have a budget line item for GBV in our budget. It's there this year. And we'll continue to ensure that we get pulling more resources to support the activities of the centers. We have centers in all 18 local governments in Edo State already. Education is core to our essence as a people, particularly the girl-child education. I mean, it's not starts today. My mother has only sisters and all of them went to school. So it's been a tradition here in Edo State to send women to school. But like you pointed out, because of the difficult and trying economic times we face, we therefore have a challenge to make sure that these girls are kept in school, and not just kept in school, but we will have to make sure that they learn while they're in school. So under our Edo Best program, the emphasis is just not going to school, but making sure that you get knowledge out of going to school. And the program has been acclaimed to be one of the major educational reforms on the continent to date, such that after the first 6 months of being in primary one, a child in our primary school in Edo State must be able to read and write. So we'll continue to emphasize girl-child education, but more importantly, making sure that they stay in school at these very, very difficult times. Drug abuse is an area that is also of concern to us, and I'm sure to many of my brothers across the country. We had a session, a Governors Forum session not too long ago, and we're in very close conversations with the EFCC and the NDLEA to plan out strategies to help stem the rising tide of drug abuse. Our last Governors Forum meeting last couple of weeks ago, the chairman of NDLEA came in to also talk to us about it, and we will be coming out as a body to lay out plans to help reduce the very, very scary and rising incidences of drug abuse in our country. I want to leave you with a plea and a charge. Our country is going through a very, very trying and difficult times, particularly now. The amount of increase in food prices, particularly in the last 2 months, is throwing millions of Nigerians into hunger. It is something that we are very, very worried about, and something we must all take as a national priority. People are being pushed rapidly into starvation. And as a country, and as our mothers and our wives, I know it's something of priority. You go to the markets, understand what is going on, and you must raise your voices that we have to, some issue that we need to quickly begin to address before it gets out of hand and creates some real major social tension in the land. You must add your voices, just like you've done on issues of, violence and drugs, that as a government, we must come out with emergency measures to begin to address the issues of high food prices in our country. You must add your voices that we should prioritize food above everything else. Because if we don't do something quickly and swiftly and drastically about the rising price of food, we just pray that things don't get out of hand. I want to thank you for the support you continue to give to our First Lady, my wife, during her tenure as the chairman of your forum. I want to thank you for joining me in receiving our mothers and our wives. Thank you.
I would like to make a comment on something that the governor said in his remarks. when he made the point of us governors' wives being special in a way, in the sense that we are united and you can't ever tell who's APC, PDP or APGA. We are known for that. Our husbands always make that comment when we visit them. And then I thought to myself, we should catch that and we should capitalize on that comment. And he's saying that this is what Nigeria needs at this time, unity. And it is us, the women, who are showing the example and who have the capacity to bring about that unity. Doesn't that show that women should be supported to be in the political, enter politics, pushed and supported to take political positions and positions of governance to save our country? So therefore, since we have two, they say two is better than one. So we don't have only one governor, we've got two. Two stands for witness. So we have two major witnesses here who would take this message to their brother governors to support women in their states to run for political office and have more women in that space. Please, sirs, do this. If you really love our country, you will do it, and I know that you love our country. It's all about loving Nigeria and saving Nigeria, and you must do it. Thank you so very much for being here and agreeing to our request, and also for pledging to support us in what we're doing. You're already doing a good work, governors, supporting us. Everything we request for, you give us. We're very happy and we trust that you continue to do so. Special thanks to my husband, Governor of Edo State, for the warm reception and the kind words that he's had to say to us, to encourage us to do more. Thank you so very much.
me, first of all, appreciate Edo people for their support. I think this is the first time officially I have the opportunity to talk to all of them for their support for my brother Governor. It's still so fresh in our memory. It's support that what a case of Studies Institute anywhere. We really appreciate that as his brothers. Really thank all the Edo people anywhere they are in Nigeria. That will not go. So thank you. Standing with him, standing with all of us. He's winning and been a winning for all of us. It's still very fresh in us. You know, some people will say, it's almost 2 years, but no, we don't want to do it that way. Whenever I have that opportunity, I must still acknowledge that support, because if you tell somebody well today, tomorrow will do more for you. Coming to see him, number one, this is my brother. I had to officially come and tell him that I'm in this race to win, and that it will be better for all of us. You know, he's also a professional in politics like me, so two of us have a lot of things in common. And today I'm in Edo here to talk to our party members and also let them know why it must be PDP, why Nigerians must support us, why Nigerians must stand with us, why Nigerians must also look up to us to rescue and to restore the fortunes and the lost glory of this country. I think we're in it together. And I'm happy when I came in, he was hosting the Southern Governors' Wives Forum. So I joined him to the courtesy call with all the wives of the governors of certain part of this country. He's an amazing brother, and I hope things will work well. And let me also assure you, with PDP in the saddle in 2023, the economy will bounce back. Thank you, and God bless you.